Hello and welcome to Tricks of the Trade channel. Today is the 25th of June 2017, and on today's video we have Gabby Douglas. Now, before I get into Gabby Douglas, I would just like to say, if it's your first time on the channel and this is your first time watching a video, I would advise that you pause this video right here and go look for the primer video on this channel first, because if you do not watch the primer video, a lot of the things that I'm gonna say is not gonna make any sense to you. You're gonna be asking questions and saying, what is he talking about? You won't have the basics or the foundation right for you to keep watching videos on this channel. So you need to watch the primer video first. I'm gonna show you in a second how to get to the primer video on this channel. So let me show you how to get to the primer video. The primer video will be, I think, one of the oldest videos on this channel. It's named primer, just like I say right there. So that's the primer video. You need to watch it. If you don't, a lot of the stuff that I'm gonna say isn't gonna make any sense to you. So also, there's a document that's attached to every video on this channel. When you pick up a video, any video at all, you have that document. So all you need to do is go to the description section of any video, click on show more like I'm doing right now, and you find a link right there. When you click on that link, it will take you to this document. It's called Male versus Female Visual Differences. You need to study this document if you're interested in transgenders, because even though this channel features a lot of transgenders, the channel is not about transgenders. The reason why we talk about transgenders is because they're fruits of the tree that you can see, that you can relate to. All right, the tree itself is the Vatican, the root is the Vatican. All right, but the fruits that you can see, so you can identify what type of tree that you're looking at, is the transgenders. It's not a transgender channel. If you're interested in pure transgendering, I expect that you study this document. If you've not studied this document and you ask me a question about transgenders, I may or may not answer, because I have to refer you to this document. You just need to study this document and keep training your eyes to see. You can do this at home. You can look nude at yourself. You can call anybody who's nude, who of the opposite sex, who would want to strip for you, so you can actually see if what I'm saying or if the document is actually correct or not. Because truth being told, all right, we are all scientists. You don't need to go to a school and get a degree to be a scientist. All you need to do is observe, make observations away from what you've been told. Make real observations. We are all scientists. There's no need for you to go to school to be a scientist. You can observe things around you away from what you've been told or what you've been taught or indoctrinated in schools or whatever the case might be. Look at it yourself and then you see. That's how science is studied, all right? Or that's how science is made, by observation. You do the observations away from whatever you've been told, and you get to find out if what you're looking at is real, it's true, or what they say. And that's what a document does. A document is based on observation, things that you can relate to every single day. So if you're purely interested in transvestigation, even though we feature a lot of transgenders on our channel, the channel is not a transgender channel. We are dedicated to showing you truth, all right? So because a lot of people don't understand how to make sense of the world, we're trying to show you how everything connects, that everything happens for a reason, all right? So you can understand and make the connections. So when stuff's happening around you, you just think it's random or it's coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. You actually know what's going on. So this document you have to study if you're purely interested in transgenders only, because some people come to the channel and I talk about a lot of stuff from beginning to end, and the only part they hear or the attention is fixed on is the transgenders. All right, so if you're interested in that, please study the document. I may or may not answer any questions if you do not or have not studied the document. So with that said, I'd like to welcome you to the channel. And and as I usually say before I get deeply into anything, I would like to let you guys know that we are not against transgenders. We are not against anybody who wants to live an alternative lifestyle in any way, shape, or form. We have no authority over transgenders to judge a transgender. All right? We have no authority over anybody who's reached the age of adulthood. That means you've reached an age in which you can make a decision and think for yourself, not being influenced by people, but you make that decision on your own after careful thought, and you're an adult. We're not against you in any shape or form. That's your life. God gave each and every one of us he gave us the authority. He gave us the ability to live your life any type of way. He gave you full reign over your life to make whatsoever decisions you want to make and live any type of way. And he remains the judge and not us. Right? He gave you the right to your own life, to live your life the way you want it. So if you're an adult and you make the decision and say you want to live a hoax and a fantasy of being a gender that's different from the gender that you were born with, that's totally up to you. All right? We have no such things against transgenders or homosexuals or anybody who wants to live an alternative lifestyle. So with that said, like I've always said, and I need to say it clearly so you can hear it, all right, that the people who are behind taking kids, manufacturing kids, maybe through in vitro fertilization, and providing the surrogate parents to carry these babies, and when these babies are born, these babies are taken, right, castrated or mutilated as the case may be, forced and fed hormones to live in a sex and gender that's not the sex and gender that we're born with, as products so they can be used for whatsoever the Vatican deems fit, right, to be used for their own tools. So this is one of the best ways I can explain it. Okay, if you have a company, right, let's say you have a very big company, and you want the company to run very efficiently. You're finding people you can trust to run your company. Now the question I'm going to ask you is this: who are you going to trust the most? Are you going to trust somebody that you raised, let's say a son or daughter, somebody that you raised, or will you trust somebody else that you do not know that you have to hire from outside to run your company? I am sure the answer would be someone that you've raised. So that's what the Vatican does. They raise these children as products for them to be used to run the company. So they put them in in different spheres of life and aspects of life to be gatekeepers, loyal servants that they can trust. All right? That's why you need to watch the primer video, because I explain that so that you can understand what's really going on here. So it's the Vatican that's behind this, because they own everything. They own everything. Literally, when I mean that, I mean that. They have their hands in everything, from the shower heads in your houses, in your apartments, to the underwear that you wear. It doesn't matter what name brand you have. The Vatican has somebody in it. Proxies they use, families they create to use to run the world, so you would not know that it is them. All right? So it's the Vatican. So now, before I get into Gabby Douglas, as usual, I always like, just sharing some of my thoughts. Now, one of the thoughts I want to share with you is that if you ever, because I always say on this channel that you can't trust anybody you see on TV. You can't trust your so-called pastors, because they don't tell you any truth. And I've told you the reasons why they don't tell you any truth is because, one, any pastor who doesn't tell you that the Vatican is your number one problem, is the greatest problem in the world, all right, the greatest enemy of humanity, is not telling you the truth. The second thing, all right, This most of these organizations called churches, I call them indoctrination centers, are all schooled by the Vatican. All right? The people running it are Freemasons owned by the Vatican. It doesn't matter if his name happens to be Kenneth Copeland. It doesn't matter if his name is Joel Austin. It doesn't matter if his name is what's his name again? This guy, this man from Houston. Is it Houston or Texas or Dallas, Texas? T.D. Jakes. Doesn't matter if his name is T.D. Jakes or Creflo Dollar. They are all Freemasons because they never tell you the truth. So one of the things I wanted to say is, for example, when you meet someone and he tells you that he's a man of God, because that's the term that most likely use. They say, I'm a man of God, or they say stuff like, God revealed this to me, I had it through revelation. All right, you should run as fast as you can, because they're most likely telling you a lie. You'll never hear me say, amongst everything that I say, that God revealed this to me. I never say so, because I don't want to lead anybody astray. I want to give you the truth the way it is. God inspires, don't get me wrong. God can inspire you to do something. If you believe in the true God of the Bible, of the Geneva Bible and the King James Bible, all right, he can inspire you. He doesn't speak through me, all right? He inspires me. I get the knowledge that I get. I can say I get the knowledge that I get, but with facts. So anybody who tells you he's a man of God or blah, 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 whatsoever, and does not have any facts to back up what he's saying in the physical world, not abstract things, things that you can relate to and see physically, all right? You should run away. Don't listen to that person. He's probably going to lead you astray, okay? So that's one of the things I wanted to let you guys know. And another thing I wanted to let you know, that you have to be careful. Like I've always said, do not trust anybody you see on TV. If you happen to see me on TV, all right, and they say this is tricks of the trade that you've heard about on TV, please do not listen to me anymore. That means I have been bought and vetted. TV tells you a vision. That's the meaning of television. Tell a vision means tell you a vision. It doesn't mean it's true. It's a lie. A lot of people get their source of information from TV and they're getting indoctrinated. They're getting killed. For example, Oprah. Oprah has killed more people with her words than with anything else that she's ever done. Because Oprah is there to indoctrinate you, tell you lies. It doesn't matter what name they come from. Oprah has sent so many people to their graves early from her words, because she's a Freemason as well, led by the Vatican to indoctrinate you and control your mind. Because like I've always said, you can't control anybody unless you control their minds. That's just the way it works. If you can't control my mind, you can't control me. All right? So I want you guys to remember that, please. And also, before I get into the video properly, now I have to put up some warnings, all right? If you do not like truth, if the truth is something that you're not very comfortable with, advise you to pause the video right here and do not watch it further from this point, because I'm going to speak some truth. And sometimes truth hurts if you do not like it. All right? Another thing, there are channel rules in place in leaving comments. If you're going to leave a comment about a transgender, you're going to argue against or for someone, you have to provide facts. You have to provide links to the pictures and videos that you use as facts. All right? Otherwise, those comments are going to be deleted. And those facts have to be centered around the fact that the female skeletal structure is designed to give birth. And so because of that design, the female skeletal structure has an S-shaped spine, all right, or an arch in the back, a tilted pelvis forward so that a baby can stay inside